A lot of people ask me what is the cost to sell on Amazon in 2025. Well, to break this down, I'm going to divide this into two different models. The first one is the Amazon wholesale model. Now, this is the cheapest model which you basically can try on Amazon. All you have to do is purchase a product from an existing brand, for example, Nike, and what you can do is just list under their brand name. So you don't have to spend anything on ads, you don't have to set up the listing, you just purchase the products from an authorized supplier or the brand itself and start selling on Amazon. It is the easiest model, but it's not a long-term model because you don't own the brand. You basically don't have any control over the brand, you don't have any control over the listing or anything else. But if you're just starting out and if you're a beginner, I recommend starting with wholesale so you test the market and see how this actually works. The second model, which is my favorite model, is the private label model. In this model, what you do is you basically list products under your own brand name. So you build your own brand, you build it, you have your own logo, you have your own packaging, and that's the best way to basically sell, not just on Amazon, but even your own website, TikTok shop and everywhere else. Because in the end, what you can do is you can flip the brand and you can make a lot of money from it. But to start Amazon private label, the cost is broken down into different steps. The first one would be your inventory cost. Inventory is basically what you purchase from a supplier. So I'd recommend starting with at least 1,000 units. So for example, if your landing cost is $4 a unit, you would be spending $4,000 on the first batch of the inventory, right? The second cost would be your ad costs. Now ads on Amazon are tricky because they're dependent on CPCs, which is called cost per click. The CPC is also used on Facebook ads, but it's a similar thing for Amazon as well. So, I would recommend that you spend at least $50 a day for the first month to test your product. Now, $50 a day are basically like $1,500 a month, right? And so now you have your product cost, which is like $45,000. You have your ads, which is like $1,500 to $2,000 for the first month. And then if you're really scaling and you want to build a longer term brand, I recommend that you set up your own company in the US. And if you already have one, you can connect that and establish your trademark. So the trademark is basically necessary because Amazon has this program called Amazon Brand Registry, and you cannot get access to that without having a trademark in the US. And basically your trademark would cost you around $600 to $800. You can use a third-party service which can really help you and get the process done faster. Apart from this, you won't really have any major costs, but you'll have like minor ones like setting up your listings, getting some good images made from a photographer, and then hiring a freelancer or an agency to just set up your listings properly, set up your account properly and your ads. Now, last but not the least, your Amazon seller account has two different plans. One is the individual and one is professional. The most recommended one is the professional account because it charges you a flat fee of $40 per month, but the individual will charge you like $1 on every unit you sell, which is way more expensive and not recommended. Now, to sum it all up, if you're starting out, if you're just testing the private label model, you can test it under $6,000 to $8,000. But remember, if a product doesn't work, it doesn't work. And private label, even though it has a lot of perks, it also has a lot of disadvantages because the competition on Amazon is huge. And if you don't really know what you're doing, you can mess this all up. So it's always recommended to really learn things first, or just basically consult someone and then go ahead with the whole process. That's it. Thank you so much.